Hello, friends, and welcome to Baldur's Gate 3 Chaos Run. Today we find ourselves in the ruins of Creche. We have killed all the Githyanki, we have looted all of the loots, and we have ended up with 6 elithid parasites, ready to give ourselves some opportunities here to make a little more power. But we'll get a little bit more into that later. Today we need to head to the Underdark. Druid Howson told us that the best way for us to get to Moonrise Towers is to go underland, get in the underground route, because going above ground is dangerous because of the Shadow Curse. So, even though the Underdark itself is dangerous, he made sure to let us know that it was the least dangerous of the options available to us. So today we will travel into the Underdark. But first, we are going to head back to camp. And get ourselves all situated, get our spell slots renewed and our health back up to snuff, and get our buffs replaced. This is Disabled. My name is Ed, and let's get into it. Back to camp. And I don't know why Lae'zel's hanging out here with us. Oh, because this is her spot. Sorry, Lae'zel, didn't mean to land in your position. And let's have a look-see. I don't think anybody wants to see us. So let's go end the day. Because we have plenty to do. Yes. Okay. And I still don't think anyone wants to see us, so let's go ahead and sleep.
It's been a day, Scratch. Come here, boy.
Good old Scratch. Let's get some sleep. Hurry toward the sound. Observe the pair for sign of injury.
Nothing. Both animals look fine.
Call to them. Let's see if we can get away with this one. Hold Scratch's gaze and incline your head toward the cub. Everything all right? Oh, we don't want that. Hey, we got it. 5's an easy success, but with a +1, you never know.
Scratch's tail wags furiously. These two have become firm friends.
Pet Scratch. Pet the owlbear cub. And we'll leave. Good deal. All right, let's go ahead and get buffed up. Okay, I think we're all buffed up. And let's head out. We're not going to go back to the creche. We have no reason to head back to that area at all, actually. So instead, we're going to pull up our map, and we're going to head back to the goblin camp. Bom, bom, bom. We are entering a different region. Yes, we wish to venture forth. Okay. And it's going to make us do something before we can get there, so we'll do that.
Supreme Kithrak, has Vlakith sent you to slay me with your own blade?
I've not come to kill you, Lae'zel. I've come to aid you.
Don't trust him.
Skakek Kier Gith Shabeleth. My blade rests. Mother Gith compels you to listen.
Nod to Lae'zel. She should take the lead.
Speak. My ear is yours.
I know you carry the astral prism, Lae'zel. Within it lies the seed of Vlakith's demise, and I intend to help you bring it to fruition.
Vlakith's demise? Skaketh. I should run you through for suggesting it.
Are you talking about the person inside? Do you know who that is?
If they have not said, they must have good reason, and I won't be the one to betray them. But the one inside's chosen you as an ally, protects you with their power. That very power will be the end of Vlakith's tyranny. The Prism's tenant must be let loose. I've sought their freedom for eons. When the Prism went missing, I feared the worst. Instead, you've granted the opportunity I've so long awaited. All that remains is the key that unchains them. And I've found someone who I believe can provide it. Bring the Prism to Baldur's Gate. I'll be waiting in a taproom called Shares's Caress. That is where we decide the fate of my people. Lae'zel, together we will break our chains and be Vlakith's slaves no longer.
I am no slave, just still Kithrak. The Undying Queen is my freedom. It is she who will purify me, and she who will ascend me.
Lies, Lae'zel, every last one. There is no purification, no ascension. The Zaith-Isk does not purify, it extracts memory and kills the infected. Nor does the Lich Queen glorify the ascended. She feeds on most all of them to grow her power and pursue godhood.
Madness! You flood me with this heresy. I will hear no more of it.
He speaks true of the Zaithisk. You need to trust him.
I served Vlakith the whole of my life. Learned her words, fought her battles, yet she names me her Sharlak. Your words carry truth. I will meet you in Baldur's Gate. Do not make me regret it.
Lae'zel, I see Talak Magir in you, sister in freedom. Together we will be our people's light. Take this. It is a Quanith, a psionic detector. The Queen's warriors hunt you. The Quanith will sound you out when you come near their portals. Hear its cry and prepare for battle, or slip away. I should go. Vlakith's gaze pierces the seas and skies. She believes me loyal, and I can't afford her mistrust. Keep the astral prism close. Let no one take it from you. Slay any who try. Now to Baldur's Gate. I'll be waiting, Lae'zel.
Very, very interesting. So we have discovered that Kithrak is indeed a traitor to Vlaakith, and he understands a way to take her down. Wonderful. So, Lae'zel is now realizing that she has not, in fact, been told the truth, that her people have not been told the truth by the one they revere as a god. And so now it is our job to help Lae'zel find a new path for her people. And I'm very excited about that. But let's get back to moving on to the Underdark. And of course, Lae'zel wishes to speak with us. Oh, as does Scratch. So let's go ahead and get our Speak with Animals potion.
The dog wags his tail, a small bag clenched between his teeth.
Give that here, Bubba.
He gives in and surrenders his find to you.
Good boy. Potion of healing. That'll help Phagian on
Scratch's
his journey.
tongue lolls out happily, his tail wagging even faster.
Okay. So all the buffs I put on are gone now. How annoying. Let's go talk to Lae'zel.
Speak, quickly.
About Kithrak Voss.
Vlaakith Kosivim Hrath Crashet. Only in Vlaakith may we find light. These were the first words I ever read on Tirsu slate. But they are no mere aphorism. They are law. They are creed. The root from which the 10,000 protocols stem. Forsake one protocol, and forsake Vlaakith. Forsake Vlaakith, and be the blood and meat which sates her dragons. If Voss speaks true, if ascension is a lie, if tadpole purification is a fairy tale, then I have not sinned against Vlaakith. She has sinned against me.
What does Ascension entail exactly?
Ascension is a young Githyanki's greatest honor. Long ago, the Geich enslaved my people. They dominated our minds and bred us for war, until Great Mother Gith took a hammer to our bonds. From the day of our hatching, young Gith have one purpose: to train hard enough to slay a Geich and take its head. Then, we speak the rite of ascension, and a red dragon comes to fly us to Vlaakith in Tunarath, City of Death. We are honored with an eternal home in the astral, celebrated for our victory. We are ascended. Or so I believed.
Voss called Vlaakith a tyrant. Does this mean you now agree?
I'd never thought Vlaakith a tyrant, or me as a vassal. She was the source of my might, and I the envoy of her will. A warrior, a champion, a destroyer. But if Voss is right, and Vlaakith consumes the Ascended to gain power, then I am no destroyer. I am mere livestock, bred to be harvested and devoured. Every Githyanki is a slave with a singular purpose. Not to cull the Geich, not to prevent their grand design, but to raise Vlaakith to true godhood.
Who do you think's in the prism?
I don't know. I can't know, and that drives me mad. At first, I thought them an illithid deception, a trick of the tadpole. But the dream figure is real. It lives in the prism. Voss believes they are the seed of Vlaakith's demise and the agent of Githyanki freedom. And I believe he may be right.
And if he's not? If he's wrong and Vlaakith is telling the truth?
Then, when the Githyanki come for me, and come they will, I will submit to their blades. They would feed me to their dragons, and I would deserve no better.
Let's move on.
Yes, I'd like time to think. We'll meet Kithrak Voss at Cheres's Caress in Baldur's Gate. Until then, be vigilant. Vlakith's eyes are upon us.
Let's talk about some of what we've discovered in the last section we were in. We haven't really debriefed Lae'zel yet, so let's go ahead and do that because we haven't done that in the past few episodes. So let's do that with her now. A hatchery with a single egg. How many does a clutch usually contain?
Kalir's clutch held 36 eggs, more or less, though I've learned of creches that harbored 100.
Githyanki looked quite humanoid. How did you evolve to lay eggs?
Humanoid. How I despise the term. Githyanki are quite superior to humans. Our biology slates state that Githyanki came to lay eggs after we escaped Illithid enslavement and took to the astral plane. It's an asexual process, a favorable change by any estimation. Hideous to imagine a life where I couldn't partake in the pleasures of sex without the looming threat of bearing children.
Who does the laying? I'm curious about the logistics.
Shukiani. Githyanki chosen by Vlakith herself to bear young. The queen assigns when and where they must lay, and how many eggs they must bear. The Shukiani pass their eggs in the material plane. In the astral, time barely passes. It is a meticulous process, carefully timed so that the eggs hatch at once.
On to other matters.
Go on then.
The creche training room. I found it quite illuminating. Are Gith instructors always so brutal?
My own Savage would never have threatened a youngling. A waste of time and energy. The pupils themselves culled the weak from their ranks. I myself felled 4 of my own classmates once Kalir had 100 times circled Tyrell.
For what reason? Rage? Entertainment?
Survival. My people have no use for cowards. Every trainee that I slayed was either too weak to withstand the lessons, or was cocky enough to pick a fight they could never win. They underestimated me, so they paid the price. The Githyanki are only as powerful as their weakest warrior. Jaquith de Venzir, the termination of the frail, strengthens us.
About your quarrel with Shadowheart.
It is over where I am concerned.
That's a relief. We'll never survive this if we don't stand together.
It is through conflict that we strengthen our bonds. Yet I do not recommend Shadowheart seek it again. The next resolution may not end in her favor.
I wanted to talk to you about the egg. Specifically about us no longer having it.
The egg is gone. A fragile thing. Easily lost, easily broken. But inside it, I glimpsed a speck of my people's future. A future I will fight for, and one I would die for.
Have you thought about making use of the tadpole's power?
Mark my words, this power would be no blessing, but a curse. You might as well ask me to gouge out my eyes for the promise of sight, or slice off my tongue for the promise of taste. Consume all the gate tadpoles you wish. I'm not so craven.
If we must bear the tadpole's burdens, should we not also avail ourselves of their power? We get a +7 on a 12, so we should be able to do this. Good.
Perhaps you... No, that's absurd. When the tadpole has stretched to every pore and slithered through every vein, what am I to do then? It won't hear my screams. It won't care if I beg. I will be remade in its image. My own might will sustain me. I have no need of this depraved power.
Depraved or not, if you truly wish to be mighty, you need these new talents. We'll use our advantage this time. Little Tides of Chaos action. Oh yeah, that'll get it done.
You might be right. The Githyanki have long studied Geich and used what we've learned. The Zaithisk itself was devised from such knowledge. The tadpole is perhaps not just a curse, but a weapon I can twist and mold to my advantage. Very well. I will swallow my disgust and avail myself of the parasite's powers.
Okay, this is what I would ask her if I were wanting to strike up a relationship with her. We're doing a relationship with Shadowheart on this run, so I will not ask that question. And I don't want her to join me. So we have gone through all of her information. Thank you, Lae'zel, and we will leave. Beautiful. So we need to get rebuffed again, so let me handle that a second time, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, all buffed up and ready to go. We will try this again. Headed to the Goblin Camp. A player can't currently travel. Okay. I don't know what would be keeping us from traveling. Okay. Ah, there we go. I do not understand what was happening there, but we got where we wanted to go, so here we are.
Do vampires actually drink blood out of goblets like in the storybooks? Doesn't seem very fresh.
Straight from the neck is preferred, but goblets are used in mortal company. They save on awkwardness. We could share a drink some night, if you're curious. A nice red wine in your goblet, of course.
Very kind of you, but I'm saving my best bottle for someone already.
Okay, let's cast Aid for the party.
No one's stopped me yet.
Don't know why we got experience for entering a place that we've clearly been many times before, but we did, so okay.
You look happy, Shadowheart. Like a night orchid in bloom.
You must be imagining it.
It's all over your face.
It must be all the fresh air since the crash. Has me flush.
It looks good on you.
Alright, Priestess Guts quarters. We have not been in here yet. And this is the way to get to the Underdark in what I consider to be the best way to get to the Underdark. Let's go ahead and get crouched, because there is someone here that we do not want to see us before we get an opportunity at them. Okay. I do not know why we all popped into being seen, but we did. Let's let Astarion come up and get first hit. Actually, it might be worth it. No, we'll just attack. Outside normal range, apparently. Try again.
Keep it quick. Let's be quick.
You've wandered into a forbidden area. You sense it might be time to...
Okay. Well, that didn't go how I wanted it to, but that's okay. We will, in fact, do this then. Lovely.
Easy does it.
And we'll just get right in here. Nice. Hit again. Definitely. Reckless attack. We'll take the opportunity attack. Ouch. Nope. Nope. Critical miss. Wow. Gotta love that. Okay. Shadowheart's still on the move. Beautiful. Okay, she gets her turn. Okay, beautiful. And the supply pack is good for food, so wonderful. Okay, there's some looting to do in here. I do want to show this to you though. Right in here. Where is it? Ah, the gilded chest. Amulet of Misty Step. Absolutely what you want to be wearing if you are a character that doesn't have access to it. So a warrior or someone who does not use magic, like Astarion, it would do good for him. Shadowheart would do good for her. Karlach, it would be good for her. They get a cast of Misty Step, and you just can't beat that unless you have another necklace that's just really, really good. Like Karlach is wearing the periaptive wound closure, so we'll keep that on her. But Chimera's locket is no reason to hang on to that. We'll keep Broodmother's Revenge for Astarion. So we will stick this on Shadowheart, and now she has Misty Step. Wonderful. Okay, I'll get the rest of this looted up, and I'll be right back with you. All looted up. So now I will show you why we came in here. The way to the Underdark.
Something over there.
And there's a rocky crevice, but we are not small enough to use it, and we don't need it anyway, because we're already here. Interesting.
On my way.
So that leads us down here. There is a lever over here if you get...
Moons and stars, like on the dwarf's poem. Looks like these plates can move.
It does indeed. If you get close enough, you can find a lever on the wall and bypass this. But there's really no need to do that because this is a very easy puzzle to solve. What you want to do is get all of the dark circles on the bottom and have all the other 3 circles have only light circles. So pull it in. Okay. Spin it round. And then now I've got the dark one and the light one. We're just going to swap them out.
Huh. This goes very far down. We'll have to go in to see the bottom.
And that is all there is to that. And I don't think there's anything else in here to loot. There is the lever, but if you had come over here, you would have had a chance to observe it and use it even without having solved the problem or the puzzle there. So we're going down and down, and then we have a ladder. For the long journey down. Okay. And our Find the Night song has updated. So we are now understanding why the goblins were, the goblin camp is where Eridan was going to find the night song, because it leads to the Underdark. And there's nothing big on this side. But over here, we have a locked door. Let's see if... Yep, I don't have a key, but I do have an Astarion.
Simple.
And when you have an Astarion, who needs a key?
Looking ahead.
And it doesn't appear that there's much going on in here either, other than this chest. But when you get close... Well, we've had 2 failed perception checks. Let's see if anybody else has a chance. Oh, and of course,
What's that?
Shadowheart is our perceptive one, and she understood, or she perceived, that the stone wall was not, in fact, legitimate. And so now we will take Astarion and get into the chest. And looks like he's still under guidance there. Rolled a 3 and still cleared it by 3. Helmet of Smiting. When you apply a condition with one of your smite spells, you gain temporary hit points equal to your charisma modifier. This is a paladin helmet, but we are not a paladin. I will send that to Will, because if we have a paladin, or if we ever choose to make a paladin, it will be Will. And we will enter the secret room.
A trap. Someone doesn't like visitors.
And we have a chest with a trap on it. So we will get that handle. Beautiful. And then we will lockpick. Beautiful. And I'll have Shadowheart open this one because she's going to get what's inside. Luminous armor. This is a beautiful piece of armor that does radiating shockwave. When the wearer deals radiant damage, they cause a radiant shockwave. Oh, well, Ed, what is a radiant shockwave? It inflicts radiating orb in a 3-meter radius. But Ed, what is radiating orb? Well, thank you for asking. Radiating orb means that the affected entity has a -1 to attack rolls for each remaining turn. It also sheds bright light in an area surrounding it. Reduce the duration by 2 each time the entity makes an attack. So when someone is impacted by radiating orb, it reduces their attack roll by 1. If they are impacted by multiple radiating orbs, it reduces their attack rolls multiple times. Now, luminous armor is one piece of the radiating orb set. There are multiple pieces that will increase the number of radiating orbs that you can place on an enemy, and when you do that or have them all, you can break the game and enemies just cannot hit you because you keep them their attack rolls so low that they just don't have the opportunity to hit your AC. So it is a beautiful, beautiful thing. We are not going to do all of the radiating orb pieces, but I will equip this on Shadowheart, because now she has Spirit Guardians, which deals radiant damage and will add radiating orb to enemies. We can do this right now. Now, when she gets higher level, we are going to get bonuses to our necrotic, and Spirit Guardians can also be turned into necrotic damage, and we will probably use it as necrotic more than radiating when we get a little higher level. But for now, we can do it as radiating and get all of those beautiful, beautiful benefits. Okay. Wonderful. So this is a Selûnite outpost. Followers of Selûne decided to go into the Underdark and try to bring Selûne's light to the Underdark. And this was the result. This little situation. Here is a statue of Selûne. And as you can see, there is power pouring out of it. Why is that happening? Let's find out. Hey, we have a Minotaur coming up here. Oh my goodness, it really wants in. Oh, but he did not make it. So this is a defense against enemies trying to make it into the Selûnite outpost. Problem is, it does not differentiate as far as what it attacks. So if we go out this door, then it will attack us as well. So the way to fix that is to take Astarion here, load up his bow, try again to hit the moonstone. There we go. And Shadowheart is inspired because we shattered a Selûnite moonstone. Wonderful. But now we can open the gate and get out without taking any damage. And we have something about the night song here we might want to read. Fascinating that such a seemingly valuable object has proven so difficult to track down. Indeed, treasure hunters the realm over have traveled to the Sword Coast with one goal in mind: to find the night song. Yet each by each they have failed, indicating dead ends, rebuffs, or else disappearing altogether. My latest inquiry was with a half-orc named Grayly, who insisted he'd come as close as possible to the relic as one may go, without forfeiting his or her life. He indicated that the object is not, as most reports indicate, in the Selûnite fort adjacent to the river Chianthar. It is in fact held in an old Sharan fortress somewhere in the environs of Moonrise Towers. However, Grayly reported that some kind of potent shadow prevents one from approaching where this fortress might be. So once again we are pointed toward Moonrise Towers to find the night song. Interesting, interesting. Okay. Pick up a scroll of Ray of Sickness here. And look out this window. How interesting. Are those petrified drow I see before me? Their stony edifices toward my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. Okay, so petrified drow, Selûnite outpost, the Underdark. Friends, 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 there are many, many things that we need to do here, and we have now set things up so that we can leave the Selûnite outpost without facing the wrath of Saloon. But we will need to do that exploring next time. This is Disabled. My name is Ed, and this has been the wonderful Baldur's Gate 3 Chaos Run. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, as that helps me out tremendously. But until we meet again, make your way with love and light. Thank you so very much for joining me on this journey today, and goodbye.